So this is going to be my first Month of Macabre video. It was a... It is a fan fiction, a horror fan fiction suggested by Weird Al Clips on YouTube, called When They Deflate by Magpiepony. I'm going to be listening to the performance by TheLostNarrator. It's a Pinkie Pie cheese sandwich horror. I'm assuming they're going to be probably killing people. Ponies, not people. But I'm going to review it like I review most longer things. It's about 30 minutes long. So let's get started. So, Pinkie's killing a Pegasus, and Cheese is like, oh, I kill pig ponies too. And that's the premise, I guess. So, okay. It's horror. I mean, that's fine. I tend to like when there is a reason. But I guess we're just doing Pinkamena crazy, and Cheese is also crazy now, so that's fine, I guess. So, they're just going around town doing... because they want to find somebody to kill together, and Apple Bloom kind of pisses Cheese off. Pinkie Pie's like, no. And then they're going to find somebody else. I guess Diamond Tiara probably at this point. There's a really cool thing with the video itself. The video is just a still image, basically, of Pinkamena and Cheese back to back. But, it's changing as the story goes. So that's a cool thing in the video. We'll see as the story goes on, but that's a cool little thing I wanted to mention about the video, the way the Lost Narrator did it. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so they kill Diamond Tiara, and then they kill, another pony, Pokey, something. I don't know. It's the balloon one. He's a card. Yeah. Yeah, so they just kill some ponies, and then they're in love. This was not bad, and it wasn't great. It was completely fine. Let me give a reference, because, so horror is tough for me, because, I always think it's dependent on what kind of horror, you do that makes it impressive, right? So, for example, let me look. I'm going to get some tappy noises, because I'm going to look on my Fanfiction. But there are some, really, really incredible horror ones, right? So, let me see. Hold on. Just a second. So, for example, What's Beneath was really, really, really good horror about Apple Bloom, and it's about killing, Diamond Tiara. But not, in the way that, not directly like this. Ghost in the Graveyard was another really, really good horror one. That was creepy and weird, where Diamond Tiara dies, I think, again. Into Darkness, which isn't necessarily horror, but it was pretty scary. Scent is another one. All of these ones are kind of, psychological. Just murdering... killing is not my speed, and it's funny because I have a story that I wrote last. Was it last? Yes, last Nightmare Night. And did I even label it horror? Let me check. Yes. It's basically about the Pie family killing Big Macintosh because Big Macintosh got with Sugar Belle. And it had a purpose. They aren't psychopaths in the sense of they just want to kill. They basically will kill anyone that hurts anyone in their family. So there's a reasoning behind it. This one, When They Deflate, it's kind of just Pinkie Pie is insane, and Cheese Sandwich is also insane, and they like killing with each other. That's not exactly my speed for, horror. Because, okay, so here's another, for example, I love Michael Myers. I love Michael Myers. Michael Myers is my favorite horror murderer, right? He's not made cool, though. Nothing that Michael Myers does is like, oh man, Michael Myers is like a cool guy, or he's like funny, or anything like that. It's just kind of like, dang, Michael's scary. He just stalks people and kills them. If you're familiar with like Rob Zombie, The Devil's Rejects, and stuff like that, House of a Thousand Corpses, that's kind of like this. You have psychopaths that enjoy murdering people, and they just murder people because they like enjoying murdering people. That's not really my speed. The performance was great. The Lost Narrator, their stuff is usually really good. This is no different. The performances were great. The sound was great. The little picture was cool. But yeah, this can be summed up. I mean, granted, most stories can be summed up, but you don't really miss anything here. It's literally Pinky and Cheese murder some ponies. That's it. There's not really like it doesn't lend itself to any sort of like, oh, I liked that they did that. Like, there's no subtlety to it. There's no really anything other than here is a story about Pinky and Cheese murdering other ponies. And like, that's fine. If that's what you like as far as Grimdark goes, then cool. It was, so the aspect of it being a grimdark romance is kind of cool. It would have been like cooler if the romance was played up more. It would have been really probably interesting if, like, instead of just the beginning of the story literally Cheese being like, oh, hey, Pinkie Pie, oh, you're killing somebody, cool, me too. Like, it would have been really cool if it wasn't just Pinkamena straight out of the beginning, Cheese is like, oh, and then they're both killing. Because, like, it would have been cool to be like, I wonder how Cheese would actually react to this. And then Cheese is like, oh, yeah, this kind of could be fun, maybe. But it's not even like that. He's just like, yeah, I enjoy murdering very much. Like, it's like, okay. And, like, again, it's fine. It's fine. Nightmare Night stories, horror grimdarks don't always have to make sense, nor do they have to be that deep. This one was fine. I enjoyed the performance. The story itself was acceptable. Yeah, I'd probably say this was like a 3 for me. 3 out of 5. I wouldn't go out of my way to be like, oh my god, this is so cool, but I wouldn't be like, oh, it was trash. Pinkamena has done a lot in horror. I can't even say like that without being a hypocrite because I did Pinkamena in my Pie Family one, but I just wanted to write about Marble and Limestone anyways. I like Limestone and Marble so much. They're really fun. Yeah, this one was like a 3 out of 5, I'd say, 6 out of 10. Nothing like incredibly special, but acceptable material for Nightmare Night if you just want a fun romp of killing.